My name's Tim McCabe. I live on Block Island, anciently known as Enwin. This is where they came in the quest for the Holy Grail. In 2008 I found the chalice accompanied by the lance, the last Fisher King. Then I found the Holy Ghost, the Spirit of Christ, put back in the physical world by the Church 1,000 years ago, proving it's the Grail of Christianity. And since then I've been finding the most famous people of the 20th century because the people who created the Grail anciently and drank from it could see ghosts, and the spirit world goes on forever instantly, so you could see ghosts from the future. And they saw John Lennon, we have him, and here's JFK and Bobby Kennedy telling their story. I caught the proverbial football from JFK and Bobby Kennedy from the afterlife. I am the mailman from heaven. Tim McCabe, here we go. You have the image of JFK, like in the famous shot where he's laying there in the morgue with the nose. He heard Christianity went pagan, the black cross his nose, eye, and that Kennedy hair with a head shape. And you see the blown out hole in his head where he got shot. So it's the classic image of JFK with a mouth, nose, eye, Kennedy hair, and with the hole in the head, like at the morgue in that classic shot. So here you have the car, right here, with the windshield that goes all the way down. It's convertible, and when you go in close you see the driver's a rat. And the car with the headlight goes right at the eye of the gangster here with the hat. He's wearing the gangster hat, his eye, mouth. He's looking down, talking into his coat with his hand reaching over with the trench coat on. Now you see he's the leg of the military. There's the military helmet guy, the army guy, and his arm reaching up, and you see his canteen right here with the wrinkles of his clothes, and his back is to you with his arm reaching up, and he, the gangster, is the leg of the military. And you can also see him as the church guy with the beanie right there, the white beanie with the evil in it, and there's the two eyes, nose, mouth, and you see him with the, like a monk's kind of clothes with the thing reaching over. The gangster church guys who were the leg of the military saw that the car was the way to get him. The car is like an arrow. There's a shaft of the arrow, the head of the arrow pointed right at the side of JFK's head. Now, up here you have the CIA guy, I believe. He's a guy who's talking, he's wearing a suit jacket, holding the gun, and he looks down, talking into his collar of his suit jacket, like the gangster talks into his collar, he's talking into his collar. And they're communicating through the military. He's right there talking into the hand of the death arm of the military guy, reaching up. And you see he has a little white badge right there, a suit jacket with a white badge. Now, if you watch his face, you see it gets bigger. And there's Hitler, with the eye way up here and the top of his head up here, and you see the Hitler mustache with the eye, and it's the face of Hitler, is the CIA guy. So the CIA guys were Nazis that were working with the military and the gangster church to use the car to get him. And they saw the car was the way to get him. The car was zipping right up the eye of the gangster, the life eye. Now it's also Bob down here. Here's Bobby Kennedy in one image where you see Bob with the two eyes. His eye, the car goes right up to his life eye. He has the black cross, his death eye, with the hand coming out of his mouth, touching right behind the ear of JFK, saying, "I saw what they did to my brothers, the gangsters, but they got me behind the ear." Now here's another image of Bob, right here, with the two eyes, mouth, the gun of the Nazi CIA is right up to his mouth, and he's looking at LBJ with the LBJ evil eye, honking nose, and that model face, the big face of LBJ with that evil looking LBJ eye, nose, mouth. And he's looking over at him saying, "I heard, I know you got my brother with the gun." And the gun's pointed right at him, and LBJ is saying to JFK, because what I believe LBJ took the journey of death with JFK. You see LBJ's face gets smaller with his mouth up here, and you see his nose, the evil eye, and you see the way the cup, right there, he's drinking from the cup with the mouth, nose, eye. This is LBJ's life eye. That's the death side of eye of JFK, and they're connected to the nose. He's taken the journey of death, eating from the cup, and is tormenting JFK when he's dead, saying the CIA had the gun to his head, CIA Nazis, and he's all around himself, he's tormenting JFK. He ate his brain, LBJ. And JFK is saying the guy with the bowler hat, and there's the arms, legs, is going to knock Christianity went pagan on its side towards the direction of death. There it is, upside down and flopped over towards death. is going to destroy Christianity and pagan. I was JFK's hope for the future with the bowler hat. The guy is coming, he's saying, and JFK heard that Christianity went pagan. So, you also have, right down here, the image of the book. Here's the book, right there, it's open. And you see that the gangster hand is touching the book, right? And JFK, you can see him with the eye, nose, mouth, is, talking about the book, going, oh, he wants the book to say the truth. And you see LBJ's hands reaching over, touching the book, and they want the truth to be told in the book of what happened, that the CIA Nazis got Bob's, because you can see Bob looking over like this, and you see him also as you did in the floor of the pantry with the shirt, with the tie, and the way he's laying there like on the floor of the pantry, and you see that the CIA Nazi, the gun is right behind his ear when you looking over between life and death right there. You see that the CIA Nazi gun is right behind his ear, and he's laying there on the floor of the pantry with the tie. Bob who looks over that Bobby Kennedy hair, and the eyes, nose, saying to LBJ, I heard you were behind the gun that got my brother. And then you see him, laying on the floor in the pantry with the tie, and the CIA Nazi gun is right behind his ear. He's saying the CIA Nazis who talking to the hand of the military. You see Hitler look over, and the death arm of the military is going right up to his life eye, and he's laughing, looking into the death hand of the military. So it's the whole story from JFK and Bobby of what happened to him. Basically everything you ever heard, the gangster, the part about the church, you haven't heard that one, but it's the gangster church, with the leg of the military, this, Nazi, CIA that got him. And, and Bob's death eye over here is the Black Cross. And you notice that when you see JFK's, this is his death eye. So he's saying that with his death eye, he saw his brother, who was in life when he was dead, get it. And so it makes total sense. The eyes, what's being shown here, that, you got LBJ, his life eye, he was alive. And, JFK was dead when they were talking, they were connected at the nose, and it shows him drinking from the cup with the evil little face. He drank from the cup and ate JFK's brain, and was tormenting him when he was dead, saying, And you can see right here where the CIA and the military arm are connecting, the Black Cross, Christian pagan. Just to come in a little bit closer, and you see that the long white nose of the driver with the eye, he was a rat. And on the side over here to him towards the direction of life is the little Black Cross. In life he saw Christian and pagan. So it's JFK from the grave saying the driver of the car was a rat. And, telling that people, that he wants the truth to be told. And it's really wild, but I actually met JFK Jr. And if I wasn't so trying to be nice and not interfere too much, because I had already crashed the wedding, but I got to meet him and Daryl Hannah, and I offered to take him horseback riding and tried to get him to go, and he was standing there bouncing a football, and I missed by seconds being able to catch a pass from JFK Jr. I should have just said to him, "You want to throw that to somebody?" And I would have been, no doubt, there was a photographer standing right there, this local guy. It would have happened, but I did catch the pass from JFK and Bobby from the afterlife, and it's a shame things went the way they have here. But it's really unmistakable what you're looking at. That you've got Bob up here, with the Bob hair, just the way his hair looked, that Bobby Kennedy hair, with the eyes and the way he was laying there on the floor of the pantry with the jacket open, with the CIA Nazi with the eye, Hitler nose, Hitler mustache, eye, there's his cheek. And, the big face of Hitler, the CIA Nazi guys, and it got him behind the ear when you see him looking this way between life and death, and the two eyes, nose, you see the gun is right behind his ear. And so, it's unmistakable what you're looking at. This is the real deal. You see the gangster here with the hat and the eye, looking down and talking into his coat, and here's the leg of the military with the helmet, and there's his arm reaching up, and the way he has the canteen and his clothes, and his back is to you. This is his death arm. it's JFK saying he wants the book to tell the truth. There's the book right there, open, right there. And you see him with the eye, nose, mouth, looking over, oh, he wants a book to tell the truth. I just want to quickly look through some of the other images that are on this particular rock. On the back side you have, this is the hat I was wearing when I found it, one of those aviator hats with a fuzz in the front. And there's my nose, eye with a black cross at it. It's my life eye. I saw in life Christianity went pagan. Good guy in the afterlife, not so good in life. I was judged that way on the Hitler rock. You see I get the little horns, but they're like bumblebee horns. It wasn't that bad. In the back of my mind is the military with the helmet right there, and the eyes, nose, and like a 5 o'clock shadow. The eyes, he's wearing a helmet, and there's a guy watching over me, a good spirit, white forehead, with the 2 eyes, looking right down at me, watching over me, who is the arm of John Lennon. Here's John Lennon right here with the 2 eyes, ear, and you see his mouth, right? Or you can see him singing right down there, like, whoa! And he's singing into the mic. You see the mic right there in my forehead, and there's the stand to it and the mic, and he's singing with the mouth going, whoa! And that's the white cross, singing the good thing of Christianity in my head. John is the guy that they have, because I sent it to Yoko, the film of me doing everything. They took a hit out of me, and he caught him. And the big spirit put him in charge of the situation, like, okay, you know that society at that time, you're from them, you know, that time, and he's on many of the rocks where you see him working with them, trying to help me. But it's wild because this is the hat, you know, the aviator kind of hat with the flop, the ears, and the fuzz on the front that I was wearing at the moment I picked this rock up. They were like, okay, who made that rock? And the guy's like, I did. Okay, bam, back to the physical world, while the guy was in the physical world making it, and they made it for that moment, telling me everything that was happening. In the film, I posted cop cars, electric guitars, proof time travel, which, you know, they mess with my films so that you can't see it as good as I try to post it, you know. What actually is on my phone is blurred out or whatnot when they post it. But it tells a story of the guys that were sent here by our military, to one to poison my horse and the other one to put cancer on my sunglasses. So I know who the 2 guys were that did it to me. They're telling me, they're watching over me and telling me, and here they're telling me who drank from the Grail and took the hit out of me, and it's the same person who killed JFK. On the backside, it's JFK saying, yeah, he got me too. So here you have the guy with the arm right there, drinking from the cup, with the eye, right? And he looks over towards life with the white cross right there, going, with the nose going, oh, like freaked out about the good thing in Christianity. He hates that. And there's his arm reaching over, and the cup he's drinking from, the mouth and the eye, right? Sitting in the wheelchair, there's the back wheel right there, the back wheel, the wheelchair, the back of the wheelchair, his feet are up, and he's drinking from the cup, communing with a Nazi. There's the Nazi helmet, and you see his arm, it's his death arm, and there you see the Nazi long jacket with the Nazi helmet, drinking from the cup, communing with a Nazi, and here you see me with the glasses. One glass, the other glasses, the arm of the glass. I'm looking down into the cup going, look at me with sunglasses, and you can see a guy over here with a suit. There's the tie. He's wearing the glasses facing the direction of death. They're saying they're going to put cancer on my sunglasses and get me, which they did. And you see me here laughing with the teeth, nose, eye in life, and I'm laughing, going, yeah, I caught you. I know you did it, and I did catch him. I know what they put it. I know who it is. It's Bush. It's Senior Bush, who's sitting there drinking from the cup, communing with Hitler, actually. And when you come in close, you see it's Hitler with the mustache, nose, eye. So who's sitting in a wheelchair when the last couple of years, this is 2017 we just entered, that communes with Nazis? It was there when JFK got whacked. Bush, Senior. And you see the way it looks like they're shaking hands right here. It looks like they're shaking hands. Get the light just right. You can see Hitler doing the Heil Hitler with the mustache. Here you have the oldest example of Christianity in North America, Christ on the cross. You see the guy with the white horns smoking a stogie. It goes up to Christ's nose. And when you stand back, it becomes the life-size face of the Holy Ghost with the 2 eyes, the crown of thorns, and the way the cross comes up behind him. He's carrying the cross. I found the Holy Ghost. And JFK's message from the afterlife, saying who killed him. Let the world know.